Jamie Foxx was at the peak of his career filming in Atlanta with Cameron Diaz when suddenly everything went black. What happened next would test the limits of human resilience and reveal a hidden truth about the power of a father's love that Hollywood never talks about. The 57-year-old superstar, known for his infectious smile and boundless energy, had been complaining of a severe headache that morning. By afternoon, he would be fighting for his life in a hospital room, with doctors unsure if he would ever wake up again. For 20 days, Jamie Foxx existed in a world between life and death, while his family gathered around his bedside, praying for a miracle that seemed impossible. But this is not just another celebrity health scare story. This is about what happens when fame, fortune, and all the success in the world cannot protect you from life's most brutal challenges. And it is about two young women who refuse to let their father slip away into the darkness. When Jamie first felt that crushing headache on set, he brushed it off like so many of us do. After all, he was Jamie Foxx, the man who could do it all: act, sing, tell jokes, and light up any room he entered. He had conquered Hollywood, won an Oscar, and built an empire. A headache was nothing compared to the challenges he had already overcome in his life. But what happened next was truly shocking. Within hours, Jamie suffered what doctors would later reveal as a brain bleed that led to a stroke. The man who had made millions laugh, cry, and feel inspired was now lying motionless in a hospital bed, machines keeping him alive, while his loved ones faced the terrifying possibility that they might never hear his voice again. For his daughters, Corinne and Annalise, this was their worst night come to life. Corinne, his eldest, had grown up watching her father transform from a small-town Texas comedian into one of the most recognizable faces in entertainment. Annalise, his younger daughter, had never known a world without her father's larger-than-life presence. Now, they faced the real possibility of losing him forever, and this is where everything changed. While Jamie fought for his life in that hospital bed, his daughters made a decision that would alter the course of his recovery. They refused to accept that this was the end of their father's story. Corinne took charge of communicating with the public, carefully managing the flood of concern from fans worldwide while protecting her father's privacy. She became the family's voice when Jamie could not speak for himself. But it was what happened in that quiet hospital room, away from cameras and crowds, that truly mattered. His daughters would sit by his bedside for hours, talking to him, playing his favorite music, and sharing memories of their lives together. They told him about their dreams, their fears, and how much they needed him to come back to them. Medical experts say that patients in comas can often hear their loved ones, even when they cannot respond. If this is true, then Jamie heard every word of love, every plea, and every promise his daughters made to him during those dark 20 days. He heard them refuse to give up on him, even when hope seemed lost. You have not heard the most surprising part yet. When Jamie finally opened his eyes on May 4th, 2023, the first thing he wanted to do was not celebrate his return to consciousness, but thank his daughter for never leaving his side. However, his joy was short-lived. The man who had danced across movie screens and commanded stages around the world discovered that he could not walk. The stroke had stolen more than just 20 days of his memory. It had taken away his mobility. For someone, a career-ending injury was devastating for Jamie. Yet supported by his daughters, he endured months of rehabilitation. More than just a physical recovery, this journey taught him to accept help and find strength not in the spotlight, but in the love of his family. His daughters did not just save his life, they taught him how to live again. Corinne, who had always been protective of her father, became his fiercest advocate in his recovery. She researched treatments, found the best doctors, and never let him settle for anything less than complete healing. Annalise, with her youthful optimism, brought light into his darkest moments, reminding him that life still held infinite possibilities. And this is where the story takes an unexpected turn. While Jamie was fighting to recover, something beautiful was happening. His relationship with his daughters was deepening in ways that all his success had never allowed before. For the first time in years, he was not Jamie Foxx the entertainer. He was simply their father, someone who needed them as much as they needed him. The stroke that could have ended everything instead became the beginning of something more meaningful than any movie role or music hit. It stripped away all the noise of celebrity and left only what truly mattered: family, love, and the precious gift of being alive. When Jamie finally returned to the public eye, he was different. The swagger was still there, but it was tempered with a humility that only comes from staring death in the face and choosing to live. He spoke openly about his gratitude, not just for his recovery, but for discovering the depth of his daughter's love during his darkest hour. In accepting his Ultimate Icon Award at the 2025 BET Awards, Jamie's voice broke as he thanked his daughters. He called them his heroes, his inspiration, and his reason for fighting to come back. The audience was moved to tears as they witnessed a man who had everything realize that what he truly treasured was not his career achievements, but the love of two remarkable young women who refused to let him go. But what happened next was truly shocking. Jamie revealed that throughout his recovery, his daughters had been planning something special. They had been documenting his journey, not for publicity, but to create a private family record of his fight back to health. These intimate moments, these small victories, these tears of joy and frustration became a testament to the power of family love. The man who had made his career making others feel good had learned the most important lesson of all. Sometimes the greatest performance of your life is not on a stage or screen, but in a hospital room, fighting for another day with people who love you most. Today, Jamie Foxx stands as a living testament to the power of resilience, family love, and second chances. His story reminds us that no matter how successful we become, no matter how invincible we think we are, life can change in an instant. But it also shows us that with the right people by our side, even the most impossible challenges can be overcome. His daughters did not just help him recover from a stroke, they helped him discover what it means to be truly wealthy, not in money or fame, but in love, family, and the precious gift of time spent with those who matter most. And perhaps that is the most beautiful transformation of all. A father learning that his greatest role was not in front of cameras, but in the hearts of his children, who loved him enough to bring him back from the edge of forever.